Hello, I'm Ted Harts, but this is not about me today. I'm working on a special project about two extraordinary people. My mom and dad here are Frank and Bobby May Harts. They lived in rural Mississippi. My father was born in 1936, so he's seen a lot more than I have. They told us stories when we were kids, special stories all throughout our life growing up. And I thought I had heard every story, but I sure hadn't. When I started writing this book and getting the stories directly from them, my jaw literally dropped open because the stories were just out of this world. Some stories were sad, some are tragic, and there's some that had me falling out of my seat laughing. But this is a book that you have to read. It is a book that relates to every person in the human race. Not black people, not white people, not Hispanic, not Asian, but the human race. We all have something to learn from this book because I know I sure did. This is going to span decades and decades through the Great Depression, how black people lived in, how white people lived in, through World War II, through the Jim Crow laws. You will find out all kinds of intricate details that they lived their daily lives through, their struggles and their pains and the prejudices in Mississippi are just phenomenal to read about. These things opened my eyes to just my looking at life. I thought I had been through struggles in my life, but what I've been through is nothing in comparison to what they struggled through. And yet, my parents, Frank and Bobby Harts, they taught us to love, they taught us to care for one another, to do for other people, to sacrifice. They taught us about integrity and all of the core values that I think many of us are missing today. They taught us to love regardless of race, creed, or color, and not hate. This is what they learned through their struggles. Imagine a woman with 18 children and her husband working fields during the day, the cotton fields, cooking for all of these people in a 4-room house, and that included the kitchen, living room, and 2 bedrooms, having an outhouse to go to, having one oil lamp to light the entire house, no electricity, no running water, or any of those conveniences we enjoy today, and making it all work. The children had to go in groups of six, and 6 more to make 18 children, and go in a circle with one dim oil lamp to do their homework by. Then they would walk 5-6 miles to school, and they would get whipped if they didn't have their homework done, which went into the late hours because children also had to work in the cotton fields. This is just a small glimpse of what is contained in this book. You must read it, because if we all don't learn from our past mistakes, then how are we as a people going to get the future right? We all have to learn from each other. We have to appreciate each other, cultural differences, and acceptance. And through it all, my parents persevered. They made it to Sterling, Illinois, where they are located today, and they tell about the stark differences between rural Mississippi in the early 1900s, and they moved to Sterling about 1955, and said it was just totally different, and they didn't know how to accept people treating them very nice and friendly, and my father telling about his first days in high school. Get the book. Go to IRememberWhenBook.com. That's IRememberWhenBook.com. And thank you for your support. This book is nearing completion with the manuscript nearly done. And we are going to have it published in the next 3 months or sooner. All right. Thank you, and God bless you.